These are the moulding presses that produce the moulds in which we cast the lenses.
In the Daysoft factory in Blantyre, they make and sell contact lenses, a lot of them.
They're piped through to the machine cycles and produces a mould pair every second.
So how many does that mean that you're making every day?
It means that we're making, I'll say every week, we're making 1.5 million lenses every week.
The company is run by Ron Hamilton, an engineer himself. Everything in the factory is designed by the firm's own engineers.
You'll see coming down the channels here, rather like horses on a racetrack, they come down and they're segregated by power. You'll see them coming along, and this picks the power that lens will ultimately be when it's put into when the monomer is put into the mouldings. So this is a very clever machine, we think, and you can't purchase it elsewhere.
Ron developed the first ever daily disposable lens. He sold the company but couldn't stay away from the market, and along with his wife Moya, secured the Blantyre factory and a new business.
You can imagine what it was like for Moya and for me when we came into the building. We stood up there on that little platform and looked at this vast expanse that was
and you had to imagine this. Did you ever imagine it was going to be like this?
Yes, and that's what people don't believe. And would say one day there'll be a computer terminal here and orders will come in from all over the world and we'll pick and we'll pack them and we'll ship them out. And well, they were happy they had a job. But I think
and that was a vision how long ago?
Oh, that was started in 1999. We make daily disposable contact lenses, and daily disposables was my first business venture. Invented the first daily disposables, took them to the market, built up a business and sold it on. And should at that point have bowed out of business generally, but I had fascination with the new emerging technology of the internet, and I thought I can combine internet ways of doing business with a new way of making contact lenses, that I'll be able to make daily disposable lenses available online to anyone anywhere in the world at a price equal or below that of conventional lenses that you clean. That was the ambition.
And you were entering into this market when nobody else was really doing it. Nobody else was selling really online.
Going back to 1998, it was very, very blue sky thinking, let alone action. When you consider back then, I guess Amazon was maybe just a dot in the horizon. Google wasn't much bigger. When I started with my first website, it was dial-up, and we've had to move on a long way. It'd be very great to say, oh yes, I could visualize this way back in those years, but I had a pretty good idea that new technology changes things, and it will change things in the way they're made, and I've lived with that as a manufacturing man for many years, and I thought it's time I dealt with the retail side of things. I want to be able to design a product, make it, and take it to the market myself, and control the margins, control the quality, and build up a database of hopefully very loyal customers. So it was a new way of doing business, and that thinking was very innovative. And even today, there is no other contact lens manufacturer in the world that directly sells online. Their products are sold through intermediaries, but we make and sell ourselves, and therefore have complete control of the process, which means that the goal of equaling the cost of, shall we say, monthly lenses with cleaning solutions at a similar price has been met.
You're selling them for about half the price than you would if you got them through either an optician or from another site, from an intermediary.
Oh, our online statement that we've been publishing openly for years and has not been challenged is that you will buy from us at half the price. You'll buy from whoever is the major distributor in the country you're in, and we do a price comparison on our website.
And what is the financial scale of the company now? What's your annual turnover?
Turnover is 10 million, nice, almost exact round number. And last year our bottom line was about 1.6 million profit. And we're strong cash generators. We spend about $500,000 a year on capital expenditure to keep all the equipment fresh and up to date. And we advertise quite heavily. on everything from in-flight magazines to London Underground to the internet itself. So, and all of that is funded and managed internally. We don't have an advertising agency. We don't employ any consultants. We don't, at another level, have any personal assistants. We don't have any secretaries. We're perhaps defined by what we don't have.
Keeping costs low has helped Ron build the business, but it's not got too big.
So you've got 200 people in here. You know every name.
Russell.
Does he know everybody's name in here?
I would imagine he does, yes.
When it gets to the night shift, I'm stretched now.
And still a minnow by international standards, Daysoft has pitched itself against some of the biggest global companies.
We operate against some of the most sophisticated consumer product manufacturers in the world, including Johnson & Johnson, Bausch & Lomb, Cooper Vision, Ciba, are our manufacturing competitors. And we have to produce a product that replaces their product, which we do. And we've got lots of data to do that. And at the same time, now, and uniquely, we have competitors in the high street. So you get companies like Specsavers are our retail competitors. But we bridge both of those. Uniquely, we bridge both of those.
You could say you've got more enemies than almost anybody else, and you've ruffled quite a few feathers, haven't you?
Yes. Enemies is perhaps not too strong a word. But yes, when you're disruptive, as our business model is, quite highly disruptive, it provokes. Innovation, which everyone takes their hat off to, brings retaliation. So this was an extension we built 2 years ago, maybe? 3 years ago.
And there is a major obstacle the company has to manoeuvre to do business.
All the orders come through here, live all the time, just going.
In the dispatch area of the factory, large orders are being sent via Jersey. This is to get round rules which say a company cannot make contact lenses and supply them to customers at the same time.
A really frustrating element of the opposition is that the UK has erected regulatory barriers for our company to sell in the UK to customers in the UK. A company such as ours operating from, say, Germany has got freer access to the UK market than we have. And despite the fact of free movement of goods and so on under European legislation, the UK can erect a barrier of its own that penalises only the companies who want to make and supply within the UK. So rather frustratingly, we have to take our product, ship it out of the UK to a subsidiary company, and then ship back into the UK so that it's not sold within the jurisdiction of the United Kingdom. Now, this is a professionally engineered, restrictive practice that really should have been knocked sideways.
So the restrictions aren't, or possibly they are limiting your growth. I don't know if you would say that. Are they? They
didn't achieve the desired objective because the legal advice we got was it's about jurisdiction. And they perhaps didn't do their homework very well, but we can ship lenses in bulk around the world at a relatively little cost, and then we can ship them back from anywhere in the world to another country at somewhat higher cost because the order size is small, but we're not disadvantaged by that to the way that they thought that we would be. But specific initiatives were instigated to try and, I would say, trip us up, which I found in very, very bad taste. A British company, a British manufacturer, innovative, doing all the things the government's expecting us and hoping that we will do, and coming up against a restrictive practice from an old school way of doing business. But does it get us down? No. You probably gather it inspires us to think more creatively about the way we do things, and we now can manage our resources where we get good logistics from, for example, Jersey into the rest of Europe which we would probably not have tackled before, but we can do that.
And what are your main markets then? You say you can ship from anywhere to anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Where are you the most successful then?
Yeah, our biggest market is obviously the United Kingdom, but we don't segment our market in the traditional way, because today, even as we speak, an order can be coming through from Germany or France or Canada. It will be picked, it will be packed, it will be shipped in exactly the same way. We don't have a Canadian export department. We've never made an export visit. We have no sales team. So our market, I don't want to sound trite, but our market literally is any contact lens wearer anywhere in the world. We'll take an order from Japan. We'll take an order from China. One of the first overseas orders I ever got, which proved the power of my system, was from a soldier in Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. So we are really looking at a way of doing business that is totally different, is a completely different business model, and we just rise to the challenges.
How can you expand, though? You say you're gaining new customers all the time. You're bursting at the seams here in Blantyre.
Yes. We've had 2 physical site expansions in the past 2 years. And there's 2 ways of expanding. One is you do more of the same, and part of that is what we do. And the other is do what you do better. Take work content out. Simplify the method. Don't duplicate. And that is deeply ingrained in the way that we operate. We have to be more and more efficient. So one route, and it will come, one route is to say we go and build another factory somewhere, and we go and we replicate what we've got, and we can do that. We could raise the capital to do that. It would not be a problem. In fact, we get encouraging sounds from people. But the challenge, the real challenge, is to do what we do with higher levels of productivity, making better use of materials, making better use of the systems we have, the computers we employ, and staying alongside that. Yes, there will be a limit. We're probably pretty close to that upper limit. But the next stage then would be to say, well, we'll have another Blantyre near Blantyre, or we'll have another Blantyre in some other corner of the world where we will replicate what it is we do.